Everybody, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides. Long time no see, guys. I apologize. I have been slacking a little bit on making videos. The past couple nights that I've worked, I have either been super exhausted or just honestly, just my brain was mush. So let me kind of give you some breakdown on where we stand, because I feel like the last video I made was like Tuesday, Wednesday-ish. And of course now it's, Saturday night, or Friday night, I'm sorry. But, here's where we stand going into Friday morning. So going into Friday the 16th, before I started, I had about $640 in, kind of ballpark number, between Uber and Lyft. And it was like 60-40. Most of it was Lyft, but there was some Uber in there as well. And I knew at that point a couple things. I knew I was not going to get the Lyft power driver bonus. The changes that they made, and I don't know if you guys know this, but they made changes to the peak hour time brackets. They're helpful, but they're still not perfect. So what they did was they changed the morning one to a 3-hour bracket, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. They changed the afternoon rush hour one to 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now that's great. That one really makes a significant difference. And then on Friday, it's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then I think it's 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Friday, and on Saturday it's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. or something similar to that. So they improved the Monday through Friday rush hours to make them a little bit more accurate. But the big kicker is Friday used to be 5 to 10 p.m. You used to be able to catch some of that happy hour early bar scene, and now you can't. And Saturday used to be the night bar scene. It used to be 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning, and that's gone. So what you've got is you've really got to make your peak hours Monday through Friday, and you really have to be working both morning and afternoon rush hour to do it. On top of that, they changed the dollar amounts and some of the target numbers, and I don't have those in front of me, but the dollar amounts basically went down. I think it's like 55, 115, 180, and then 2 something is the new numbers. So they're paying out less on top of opening up these hour brackets a little bit. So long story short, I knew Thursday night that I wasn't going to be making any Lyft bonus money. I got my Uber Quest for the weekend, and it's 40 trips for $140. So I decided today, meaning Friday, that I had to blitz Uber. And I basically did mostly Uber for a good 70% of the night. Right about 11 o'clock, 11:30, I decided that, okay, at this point I just need to make dollars. So I turned on Lyft and I started working both. Basically, I would turn both on, and whichever one came first. And I had a great night. Did $240 tonight between the two apps, $160 with Uber, and about 85 or 90 with Lyft. So, just a really strong night between the two of them. I think I did about 16 Uber trips. I think that's the right number. It might be 17. I forgot to look at that before I started the video. But, a good amount of trips. Tomorrow I've got to obviously do like 22 or 23 to get the bonus, so that I don't have to work on Sunday, which is really the ultimate goal, is to try and not have to work on a Sunday. So, or specifically not have to drive to DC on a Sunday to finish out a quest. So, that's kind of where we stand. Is I've got to grind another Uber day tomorrow. But, right now, kind of week to date, I'm somewhere around $900, $850 to $900. You know, and I don't have that final number added up yet, but I know that's kind of in the ballpark. And if I do another, you know, $200 tomorrow on the Saturday business, and then hopefully get the Quest, you know, it could be a really strong week for me. It could be another kind of back in the saddle week. And that's really my goal. My goal is to really put some strong numbers up this week and get back into the groove. Business was strong. The weather was very accommodating this week. You know, I took off most of last weekend, so I feel pretty fresh. You know, I might take off Monday if I have a strong weekend, but I don't know. That's kind of up in the air at this point. Definitely, you know, thinking about taking Sunday off if I can. So, you know, that's kind of where we stand numbers-wise. I'm back on track. You know, coming into Friday with $600 in the bank is a good number to be at. And I really, really like that I can cash out both Lyft and Uber now nightly. And I just wait till the end of the night and then I cash them out because, you know, it really helps with my budgeting, because then I can kind of budget which things I've put aside for, you know, for my weekly budget for my bills, so that at the end of the month I have enough money for everything. And I'm just trying to be a lot more, maybe overly organized with this, but I feel like it's going to be a really good way for me to get back on track, pay down some of my debts. I have some bills I need to pay down, and you know, just get myself really dialed in financially for 2018. Sorry, I'm on a bumpy road. That's why my voice is, you know, kind of gurgling a little. But, you know, that's the ultimate goal is 2018. I really want to be a year of strong financials. Not necessarily make a ton more money, although obviously I will, since it'll be a 12-month, you know, work year. But really be more consistent in my receipt record keeping, my expenses, and, you know, just be very meticulous in all my details. So, you know, that's kind of my plan. But other than that, guys, it was a great night. I was kind of all over the board. I was in Virginia, I was in DC, I was in Maryland a little bit, but, you know, lots of good trips, a lot of big trips. Honestly, you know, the first half of my night, you know, by 10:30, I only had 9 trips in with Uber for almost $100. So I mean, it's, you know, $10 plus average, which tells you they were mostly longer trips. But you know, as the night got on and it went into bar scene mode, they got shorter and shorter, and there were more of them. So, you know, it definitely helped. But, you know, good night. I'm hoping for, you know, lots of little trips tomorrow so I can get to that 22, 23 number quickly. And then once that's done, I can turn on Lyft and, you know, finish out the night with Lyft. But we're supposed to get some funky weather. I don't know what that means. It's dry as a bone right now. It's about 4 a.m. I'm almost home, and it is just dry as a bone. There's no precipitation. There's no snow. Nothing. So I guess the storm is just taking its time getting here. I don't know what that means. But snow could be a good thing tomorrow. If we get a little bit of sprinkles and some kind of yucky weather, people will, you know, they'll get rides to move around instead of walking or cycling. So it could help us tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, guys, I apologize for not making as many videos lately. You know, I'm just kind of been working a lot of hours, not like, you know, long days necessarily, but just working, you know, pretty much every day this week since the weekend. And, you know, I've been tired. I'm not gonna lie. There's been a couple nights I've been pretty tired. So, you know, it rained Thursday night. I was driving home in the rain. I didn't really want to be concentrating on a video while I was, you know, pay attention to the back roads. I was taking the Rockville to 97 route instead of the highway. So, you know, it's one lane roads and kind of windy residentially type stuff. So with the rain and the unfamiliarity with that route, I just didn't want to, I didn't want to make a video while I wasn't paying attention. So, you know, there you have it. But I'm back in the saddle, guys. I have not gone away. The Lyft Power Driver bonus is interesting. For those of you guys that can work a morning and an evening rush hour, I think it's a home run. I think the payouts went down a little bit, but I think there'll be, better likelihood of at least getting the second tier, which is one something, 115, 118, something like that. So, it's definitely more doable, but you don't have the option to scramble on a Friday, Saturday night anymore, because they've really diminished those hours and really made them true rush hours and not really about peak hours so much as rush hour. Taking away the night bar dinner scene for Friday and Saturday night is pretty painful, because I know a lot of the Lyft drivers out there were really banking on those 2 days to make their peak hour trips quota. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the hardcore Lyft drivers in the bunch. Those of you guys that are predominantly driving with Lyft, let me know what you think of that. I'm curious to know your thoughts, because my thoughts are kind of mixed. I like that they fixed the 4 to 7 p.m. That I think is amazing, because I thought 6 to 8 p.m. was too late. Really, DC rush hour is 4 p.m. It really does start right about then. And it's done by 7 p.m. So they're spot on with that one. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm not in agreement on that. I still think that's wrong. I think it should be 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. because I really do think by 9 a.m. everybody in DC is at their office. And, that's where we are, guys. So, it's the Friday night and the Saturday peak hours that I think they kind of handicapped us a little bit. Had they left those alone, it would have been a home run and they would have been paying out a lot of money. And I understand why they didn't do that. But they might have inadvertently made it a lot harder to make that bonus by taking away that Saturday night peak hour. So we'll see. Give me your thoughts. If you've been looking at that this week and you've either hit the 65 or whatever the low tier is now, it's either 55 or 65, or the second tier, let me know what you did differently this week and how it worked out for you. And other than that, guys, I will be back on the road tomorrow. I'm going to go home and get some sleep, and we'll see how we do. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.